Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Today's video, I'll be going over my favourite Pokemon from every single generation and explaining my reasons for each one. If you know me, you're probably already aware of this, but when it comes to my favourites in Pokemon, I sort of go through phases where I really like a certain Pokemon for a while, probably based on a certain experience that I've had with it. I do still have my top favourites that are pretty much cemented there and could only be added to when future games are released, but I feel like I give a lot of Pokemon a chance to shine, in my eyes. For each region, I'll obviously be listing my overall favourite from the region, and I'll also give 3 honourable mentions for that region in no particular order, and a few points to why I like those Pokemon as well. And without further ado, let's get things started with Generation 1, and my favourite Pokemon from the Kanto region, Blastoise. Blastoise was the very first Pokemon I ever picked when I played Pokemon for the very first time, which was Fire Red on my Game Boy. How can you not love Blastoise? Blue being my favourite colour and water being my favourite type, even though I didn't actually know that yet, Blastoise was the obvious pick for me over the other two. A big bulky tortoise with cannons on its back. That's just sick. I have very fond memories of only using Blastoise through Fire Red, as I'm sure a lot of you are the same. When you're younger, you tend to only use your starter and not much else. This must have left a mark on me thinking that Blastoise was just far stronger than anything else on the game. With Blastoise at number 1, the 3 honourable mentions of Kanto are Raichu, Gengar, and Persian. Raichu because I've always preferred Raichu over Pikachu. I think its design is much better. It's stronger than Pikachu, without the light ball, obviously. And yeah, I just think it's really cool. Gengar, who doesn't like Gengar, man? The original ghost type, really strong, really fast, sick design. What's not to love about Gengar? And Persian. I always like seeing Giovanni's Persian in the anime, and seeing it as a really mysterious kind of royalty when it sat next to the literal crime boss of the region. Also a pretty sick design. Okay, on to Generation 2, and my favourite Pokemon from the Johto region, and my personal favourite Pokemon of all time, Houndoom. Houndoom is my favourite Pokemon, and for a lot of reasons. First of all, look at this design, a Fire Dark Hellhound. That's just amazing even as a concept. Great stats for a special sweeper in the games and a good move pool to boot. And here come my personal experiences with Houndoom. Around about a year ago, I was playing Pokemon Go, and the raid battles at the time had a Mega Houndoom in the rotation. I thought to myself, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll do a few raids just to get enough candy and Mega Energy for a Mega Houndoom. And literally on the first raid, I get a shiny Houndoom, which is blue. My favourite colour. I just sat there and went, oh my god, this thing looks amazing. Houndoom's spot in my favourites only went up from there, as a few months later, a Pokemon TCG set was released called Battle Styles, and in this set was a golden secret rare shiny Houndoom card. And after my experience on Pokemon Go, I just saw this card and thought, oh my god, I have to have this card. About a week had passed since the set was released, and one day I get home after picking up my girlfriend from work, and she says, hey, I picked up a few booster packs from work for us both. Me not knowing what was about to happen, let my girlfriend open the packs, as she likes the thrill of opening Pokemon packs, and I mean, come on, who doesn't? The code card in the pack was white, which was already a good sign. One by one, she reveals each card, gets to the second to the last card, and I said to do the last one slowly. As she lifted the reverse holo ever so slightly, there it was, a sparkly gold border. My heart starts to bounce all over the place because in Battle Styles, you're not even guaranteed to get a gold card in a whole booster box, let alone in one pack. Oh, and also there are 6 gold cards in total in Battle Styles, so our chances weren't great to begin with. We both look at each other like 2 kids from Christmas in 2006 opening a Nintendo Wii for the first time. She revealed more of the card. I knew it was a Pokemon from the layout of the card. My heart rate is basically in the thousands at this point. She whips away the reverse holo, and there it is! I got the shiny Houndoom! Look at that. It's so cool. Look at that. Such a pretty card. And from this point onwards, Houndoom has been my favourite Pokemon. Now, after all that drama, the 3 honourable mentions from the Johto region are Umbreon, Lugia, and Kingdra. Umbreon is easily my favourite evolution, as I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me on that. Such a sleek, cool, mysterious design makes Umbreon seem like the vigilante of the night it's supposed to be. And it's quite good in battle too, for defensive purposes. Lugia is my favourite legendary Pokemon, and the main reason for this is because as a kid, I had the Pokemon movie 2000 on VHS. and watched it over and over and over and over again. And seeing Lugia as this majestic guardian of the sea who comes along and quells the fighting of 3 other legendaries, it's just so cool. And Kingdra. I really like Kingdra. Being a water dragon type, probably my favourite type combination, it doesn't get hit very hard by much, and has a very strong damage output. I'm also currently using a Kingdra called Dragoon in the Battle Tower on BDSP, and it's very good. Now for Generation 3, and my favourite Pokemon from the Hoenn region is Groudon. Groudon is just awesome. Look at this thing. Its menacing, intimidating design lets you know straight away that this thing is powerful, and its status as the continent Pokemon and being able to erupt volcanoes and expand the landmass of the planet is, yeah, pretty strong. Groudon, in my opinion, has the best design out of all the Pokemon from the Hoenn region, and whenever I see Groudon, I just know that it's either going to destroy me or help me destroy my opponents. My honourable mentions from Gen 3 are Swampert, Deoxys, and Kyogre. Swampert, as it was my starter when I played through Emerald for the first time, and grew attached to it pretty quickly, similarly to Blastoise, just not as much. And also Swampert has the amazing type combination, being water and ground, only having one weakness to grass. Oh, and Mega Swampert is pretty sick too. Deoxys is really cool to me and has a very intriguing backstory. A Pokemon found in a meteorite from outer space and resembles a space virus, kind of like Venom from the Marvel movies, but Deoxys doesn't really take over people's bodies for its own benefit. Deoxys' ability to change forms based on its battle strategy is awesome as well, and so unique. Very cool, Deoxys, very cool. And Kyogre just falls short of Groudon being its counterpart, but in my opinion, not having a better design. Overall, I know that Kyogre pretty much destroys Groudon in an actual battle because of types and stuff, but hey, I like them both a lot, just Groudon looks cooler to me. Now on to Generation 4, and the Pokemon of Sinnoh. Because of the recent release of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I've really had a chance to think about my choice for this generation, seeing as maybe my thoughts would have changed since playing the games for the first time as a kid. Nah, Empoleon's still my favourite. As I obviously have a strong fondness for water types, Piplup was an obvious choice. And Empoleon, I just love this thing. Steel and Water is a really fun, unique typing to use. And Empoleon's design just looks so cool to me. And metal wing flipper things like swords. And the crown on his head just makes Empoleon feel like a real royal Pokemon. My honourable mentions from Generation 4 are Spiritomb, Lucario, and Dialga. Spiritomb is really cool due to it at the time of Generation 4 didn't have any weaknesses at all, being a ghost and dark type. And Spiritomb being a tanky Pokemon by nature really gave Spiritomb the ability to use its defense as well. Also, Spiritomb's lore is really cool and interesting. Its Pokedex number, base defense, and special defense stats, and weight in kilograms are all 108. This refers to the amount of spirits that are trapped inside of the odd keystone that Spiritomb emerges from. So Spiritomb is made up of 108 nasty spirits trapped inside of a stone for their misdeeds in the past life. Creepy, but it's a ghost and dark type, so what do you really expect? Also a really spooky, menacing design, with a sick shiny too. Lucario is an all-round fan favourite and for a good reason. Probably one of the best designed Pokemon ever. Lucario seems like the Pokemon you should be afraid of in battle. The look of sheer determination in its eyes just screams, I'm going to win. And also seeing it back this up in the anime and movies, Lucario is very cool indeed. And it's also blue, which is bonus points. Dialga being the legendary of Pokemon Diamond and the deity of time is one of those Pokemon like Groudon where you think it's either going to destroy you or it's going to destroy people for you. I have very fond memories of using Dialga in a few of my original runs of Pokemon Diamond as a kid and destroying people with its signature move, the Roar of Time, which is probably one of the coolest names for a move ever. Also, it's blue, so it's cool. Generation 5 is probably the generation I've played the least, and not because I don't like the Unova games, I think they're good games. I just don't have as many memories and nostalgia for this generation. But my favourite Pokemon from the Unova region is Zoroark. Zoroark is such a cool design for a Pokemon. The dark fox-like appearance, and also not to mention the really cool looking Hisuian form coming to Legends Arceus really soon. They both look fantastic in my opinion. Zoroark's really unique ability, Illusion, allows it to pretend to be another Pokemon in your party. And as the opponent can't tell that it's a Zoroark, it can really catch it off guard with a strong attack that it wasn't expecting. And I think that's a really cool and unique strategy. My honourable mentions for Gen 5 are Hydreigon, Haxorus, and Zekrom. Hydreigon, being the pseudo-legendary of Gen 5, is a really intimidating Pokemon, and my god was Ghetsis' Hydreigon scary in the games. Also having a really cool typing of Dark and Dragon even further implied that this thing is like a pure evil dragon that just needs to be taken care of or it will cause serious damage. That is until fairy types came along. Haxorus is a dragon with an axe for a face. Enough said. And Zekrom is again really intimidating with a pure black colour scheme with piercing red eyes, makes it look very scary. And it is very scary. With a huge attack stat, this thing will cause problems to anyone on the receiving end of one of its attacks. And its tail is sometimes blue. Generation 6 now, and my favourite from the Kalos region is Gudra. I really like Gudra. Its derpy, soft appearance makes it look very friendly and a good partner for a Pokemon journey. But don't let that fool you, as Gudra is the pseudo-legendary dragon of Kalos, and can ruin your day in a battle with its humongous special stats. Gudra really breaks the trend of intimidating, scary pseudo-legendaries with a nice refreshing change of mood, and I applaud Pokemon for that. Having a really cool design doesn't hurt either. I really like Gudra a lot, and I can't wait to use it on another team. My honourable mentions for Gen 6 are Greninja, Talonflame, and Xerneas. Greninja is a water frog ninja. That's awesome. And its shiny is arguably the best shiny of all time. And it's also very good in battle, even before getting the exclusive Ash Greninja form, which makes it even stronger, and is blue. Talonflame is probably the coolest regional bird from any region, and definitely the best in terms of battling, apart from when Gale Wings got nerfed. And the name alone, Talonflame. It's just awesome in its own right. And Xerneas is the very elegant fairy-type legendary with an awesome design. Also very strong with its signature move Geomancy. And he's also blue. Generation 7, and the Alola region. And my favourite Pokemon from these games is Tertinator. Now this might come as a surprise to some people, as Tertinator is not really a fan favourite, but I really like Tertinator. Similar to Blastoise, it's a turtle that has a high defensive stat, and with its signature move Shell Trap, it can set up a really devastating blow to anyone that doesn't know any better. Tertinator's design is really cool as well, and I don't think it gets enough love, but hey, each to their own I suppose. Honourable mentions from Gen 7 are Decidueye, Incineroar, and Zeraora. Decidueye is probably my favourite of the Alola starters, and for a good reason. Its design is just so cool. An owl archer with the ghost typing so it can skulk around in the shadows and pick off opponents from unexpected areas is so cool. I just wish it was better and competitive. Incineroar is a close second, but it's a lot better than Decidueye in terms of battling, with Intimidate for a hidden ability and a lot more useful moves for competitive battling. Also, Incineroar has a really cool design too. And Zeraora kind of gives me Lucario vibes, but not really the same, you know what I mean? A swift-moving, bipedal, mammalian Pokemon with a pretty good anime/movie representation. Also, Zeraora's design is very cool. Now on to the most recent generation, Generation 8. Pokemon Sword and Shield. My favourite Pokemon from Generation 8 is Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl is a Pokemon that I associate with the anime Attack on Titan. One of my favourite anime, and Grimmsnarl reminds me of a certain character's Titan in that show. And because of that, I just can't help but like it. It's got a pretty cool dark and fairy typing, which is unique to say the least. And oh my god, its Gigantamax form is the most intimidating thing I've ever seen. Honourable mentions from Generation 8 are Duraludon, Corvonite, and Urshifu. Duraludon being based on a skyscraper isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I quite like it. Seeing it as Raihan's ace in the games really gave it a I am very strong when set up kind of vibe. And the Dragon Steel type is quite good too. Corviknight gives me Skarmory vibes a lot, seeing as it's a steel bird, but also had the added backstory in the games of being people's way of transport around the region as the Corviknight taxi, which I found to be quite cool. And design wise, it's very menacing and scary looking, which going based off the rest of my picks is a common theme. And Urshifu is a really unique Pokemon that you are gifted in the expansion DLC of Sword and Shield, the Isle of Armor, and you are given the choice of which form Urshifu becomes, Single Strike or Rapid Strike. And of course, me liking the colour blue and water types, I of course chose the Rapid Strike form. Very cool design for Urshifu, and its TCG alt arts are amazing. Thumbs up for Urshifu. Right, that is my favourite Pokemon from every single generation so far. Now that you know my taste in Pokemon, let me know down in the comments what your favourites are and see if we match up on any. With future generations to come, I'll probably make follow-up videos to this with future favourites, but for now, these are pretty concrete. So that's all we've got for today's video, so if you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new, make sure to subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot. And with all that being said, my name is Oliver, that is OLVR, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!